For years, he was the chief of staff of the Algerian National Army. But Ahmed Gaid Salah will mostly be remembered for being behind the resignation of President Abdelaziz Bouteflika after 2 decades in office. On March 26 this year, not long after hundreds of thousands of Algerians marched in the streets demanding an end to the regime, it was Gaid Salah's televised speech urging Bouteflika to quit that made that a reality. The army backed the arrest of many of Bouteflika's allies. A month later, Salah supported the newly appointed interim leader, Abdelkader Ben Salah.
I would like to confirm in truth that the transitional period to prepare for the presidential elections will take place with the oversight of the National People's Army, which will keep watch over the course of this transition in light of the mutual trust between the people and their army.
Just last week, Gaid Salah attended the inauguration of the new president, Abdelmajid Tebboune. But many protesters have boycotted the election that brought him to power, saying there was little choice of candidates beyond the established elite. Gaid Salah has spent his adult life in the armed forces. A former officer of the National Liberation Army and then the Algerian People's National Armed Forces, he spent years working his way to the top of the army. He fought in Algeria's War of Independence between 1954 to 1962 against the French and was considered a hero in his country. In 1993, he was promoted to the role of Lieutenant General. As a close ally to then-President Bouteflika, in 2004, he became Chief of Staff of the Algerian People's National Army, and on September 15, 2013, Vice Minister of Defence. But he had rivals. They included the powerful head of Algeria's secret services, Mohamed Mediane, known as General Taoufik. But he was removed in September 2015, making Gaid Salah the head of the armed forces. Then in February this year, in a sudden wave of protests, Algerians demanded the entire regime step down. In a major U-turn, Gaid Salah ended his loyalty to Bouteflika and joined the calls from protesters for the president to resign. However, many Algerians turned on Gaid Salah and called for his resignation and an end to the military state.